All right, let's go, gentlemen. We got the Borderlands 4 Super Oxy Edition 24-hour stream coming September 11th, guys. You do not want to miss that at all. Okay, let's get it, guys. Okay. Let's do Peacebreaker Cannons, man. Peacebreaker Cannons with Rafa, everybody. Peacebreaker Cannons, let's go. Equip Rafa's Peacebreaker Cannons, which automatically fire at enemies in Rafa's crosshairs, dealing kinetic gun damage. If that enemy dies or you press M3, the Peacebreaker Cannons find a new target. Oh, this is the one that you... Okay, okay. Holding F ends Peacebreaker Cannons and refunds a portion of the remaining action skill duration as an action skill cooldown. Sitiarie. Passive. Rafa gains increased gun damage. Whoa! Automatically. Rafa and his Peacebreaker Cannons gain increased fire rate. Deft Hands. Shield Barriers. Overdrive kill. Rafa skill. Rafa gains increased shield recharge rate and improved shield recharge delay while overdrive is active. Increase shield recharge rate and improve regen delay. Oh, okay, so it just goes up faster. Alright. Killing an enemy restores shield based on Rafa's maximum health capacity. Bullet Buddy Deluxe. While Peacebreaker Cannon is active, Rafa and his allies regenerate ammo. Rafa's Peacebreaker Cannons deal a bonus fire damage based on how full his gun is, and his turret shoot exploding bullets while his magazine is full. Whoa, this is good! Field Repairs. Whenever Rafa activates an action skill, restore a portion of his maximum shield capacity. If his shields are already full, gain overshield instead. Pressing F while Peacebreaker Cannons are active causes him to double their critical hit chance and gain increased critical hit damage while also causing his action skill duration to drain faster. Kill skill. Killing an enemy causes Rafa to regain action skill duration while also causing his action skill duration to drain faster. Whoa! So it's kind of like going against each other. You want to keep it up as long as you can. I'll BRB. Take your time. Huerga. Whenever Rafa critically hits an enemy, action skill duration is restored. Okay, so if you had this and this, that's pretty broken. El Valiente. Rafa deals increased damage from all sources. The fuller Rafa's shields are, the greater the bonus Rafa shields are at maximum capacity. Double the bonus. Wow, that's really good. Venganza. Whenever Rafa's shields break after being fully recharged, spawn a free grenade. If he has a grenade equipped, use that grenade instead. Oh, alright. Maestro. Rafa gains increased skill damage. Overdrive skill. Rafa gains increased damage reduction while overdrive is active. So far, I like this one. I like field repairs. Shoot bearers. Sia. And El Valiente. Yeah, this one for sure. Look at that. So with this is boom boom. Look at that damage. I like that. Everdrive passive. Overdrive gains increased duration. Demario. Overdrive skill. Rafa gains increased gun damage but decreased weapon handling. The bonus is based on how long overdrive has been active. Okay, maybe less accuracy, maybe less, you know what I mean? Barrage. Overdrive skill. Rafa gains increased splash damage while overdrive is active. Devil May Care. Oh, I like that. Devil May Care, like Devil May Cry. Overdrive skill. While overdrive is active, Rafa gains increased move speed and gains health regeneration. While overdrive is not active, Rafa takes increased damage and gains increased action skill cooldown range. Oh, that increased damage. Soldado. Kill skill. Double all overdrive bonuses. Vitero. The first shot fired from Rafa's fully loaded magazine deals bonus corrosive damage. Oh, okay. Concentrated buildup. While aiming with the gun, Rafa deals bonus shock damage each time Rafa hits an enemy. This way, deal increased bonus damage until he zooms out. Inspirado. Whenever Rafa deflects a status effect on the enemy, gain increased action skill cooldown rate and improve action skill duration rate. This effect stacks. Beam team. Rafa's Peacebreaker Cannons weapons are replaced with the shock beam and a corrosive beam. Each beam automatically locks onto enemies in your view and may lock onto different enemies. Okay, I like that. It's one of the capstones. El Alacran. Enemies damaged by Rafa's speech breaker cannon have increased status effect chance. Okay. Pain reaction. Rafa's weapon get a continued chance to ricochet off enemy with a status effect. Ricochet damage is based on the damage dealt. Confetti. Rafa's ordnance deals bonus damage in his current weapon element. Asymmetric warfare. Passive. Indirect projectiles gain increased damage. Indirect prediction include all action skills, weapons, all action skills, weapons, thrown weapons, and projectiles not fired from your gun. Oh, it had to be indirect. Okay. Hell in a Shell. Augment. Pressing F while Peacemaker guns are active causes him to fire 2 large firebombs that deal fire damage to large area, killing enemies, reduces the skill cooldown. While moving, shots have a chance to bounce off of Rafa. This chance... What? Shots have a chance to bounce off? That's sick. Rafa's indirect projectile gain lifesteal. Aaron Spark. All indirect projectiles deal bonus fire damage. If indirect projectile already deals fire damage, double the bonus damage. Proprietary incendiary passive melee overdrive. Press B to lob SCRM glider at an enemy. Once it reaches the target, explodes and deals fire splash damage based on the ammo in the Rafa's gun when he threw the Sturm glider. Lateral plinking. Rafa's indirect projectiles gain a increased chance to ricochet. But that doesn't make sense. So like if I'm not shooting at him, like what? I don't know on this one, honestly. Because ordnance deal bonus damage. I like this one. The grenades and that. And then we're gonna do pain reaction. And then we're gonna go to... So we have 31. So then we could go to asymmetric waves. Oh, we can't. Oh, Marcelo. This is tough. Actually, no, not Rolling Stone. Oh wait, I have fucking 10 more. While aiming with the gun, Rafa's deals bonus shock damage. Okay, wait, I could go here. Rolling Stone. Okay, there you go. I like that. I like that. And then... See, I don't like that I lose, Whenever Rafa clicks side effect, enemy gains increased action skill. See, look at that. That's nice. Nice. This is the first Rafa skill tree right here, guys. Look at this. Boom. I think this is a beautiful one right here, actually. And then for the augment, for Rafa's Peachmaker can increase critical hit chance. No, we're gonna get to bullet regen. Pressing F while Peachmaker gun is active, causing the fire volley of homing rockets. See, these seem useful. I hadn't seen this in support battle says that Rafa Peachmaker can also do ordnance damage, and he does increased ordnance damage when Peachmaker can active pressure when Peachmaker can active, cause them to this kick enough for Rafa become a turret companion that begins firing an enemy to the place. Additionally, will occasionally fire grenades at his target. Rafa has a grenade equipped if copies that grenade. Oh shit. Oh yeah, this is what we need. Boom. There we go. We got this one done, gentlemen. Woo! Alright. I just got done having a good cry on Demon Slayer. It was a part with Zuko the Sun. If you know, you know. I do not know. And I won't know for probably like a good couple years. Alright, let's do this shit. Next one, gentlemen. We're gonna do arc knives. Arc knives, look at that. So excited! So excited! Alright, let's get it, gentlemen. Guys, again, if you guys haven't dropped a follow, drop a follow. I'm pretty sure Gearbox is gonna give me some cool stuff to give you guys to play with and all these drops. I did play Borderlands 4. I was invited by Gearbox to play Borderlands 4. If you guys want to see some of the content, go to the YouTube. I would appreciate it so very much. We're almost at 250 subscribers. I've been trying to get the YouTube up and rolling. I've been doing everything. Let's do that, you guys. Okay, we got arc knives. Rafa puts down his guns and equips his arc knives blades that deal melee damage and mark enemies whenever they damage them, causing them to take increased damage for every mark on them. Okay, this is pretty good. M1, perform melee attacks with Rafa's arc knives. M2, dash forward and perform shock melee attack. F, unleash Rafa's blade fury, which deals shock damage to all marked enemies and ends the skill. Okay. Rafa gains increased gun damage and melee damage. Handshake deal. Okay, alright. Immediately going in that. Midnight Oil. Rafa's action skill deal bonus corrosive damage. The longer the skill has been active, the greater the bonus damage. Overdrive skill. Overdrive grants Rafa further increased move speed. Dealing melee damage and grants Rafa a stack with diamond hands. Gain increased gun damage and a stack with diamond hands. Once Rafa deals gun damage, stack begins to decay quickly until they run out. Oh! That's good. Dude, Rafa's crazy. Dead Man Walking. Arc Knives does not end when its duration runs out. Instead, it only ends if Rafa enters Fight for Life, activates Blade Fury, while Arc Knives duration is depleted. Rafa loses health instead. Okay. El Corazon, which means the heart. A portion of Rafa's maximum health capacity is converted into maximum shield capacity. What? Huh, okay. Altered Cabron. Whenever Rafa kills an enemy with arc knives is active, restore a portion of his maximum health capacity. Whenever Rafa gains health, deal bonus corrosive damage with all attacks and gain increased movement speed. This affects stacks. Okay. Whenever Rafa damages an enemy with melee attack and his melee attack get critical hit chance, attach to stack and all stacks are removed whenever Rafa critically hits an enemy. I would prefer diamond hands. Rafa gains increased gun damage. Good damage to lower his health. The grid. Oh wait, hold on. To the last, I like that. In the zone, killing an enemy freezes overdrive duration. Saldar, Rafa melee critical have a chance gains lifesteal. Oh my god. Hard shield. Whenever Rafa's shield break, he instantly gains a portion of his shield maximum capacity as overshield. This skill cannot be used again until Rafa activates his action skill. What? Bro, this is good trees, but I prefer to the last. Imbued. Rafa gains increased action skill duration. Acid drop. Arc Knives dash attacks is replaced by Caustic Leap. Pressing M2 causes Rafa to leap forward to create a caustic hazard whenever he lands. Whenever a mark is removed from an enemy, it exposes it to corrosive nova. El Borracho, which is the drunk. Rafa deals increased corrosive damage while his action skill is active. The longer it has been active, the greater the bonus. Sustainable energy. Overdrive skill. Rafa gains health regeneration based on how much overdrive time is remaining. Multivar. Pressing M2 during arc knives grants increased overdrive duration. This bonus is reset whenever Rafa activates action skill. Cruel. Rafa gains increased skill damage with all skills. The longer his action skill has been active, the greater the bonus. Galvanic Panic. Whenever Rafa performs a melee attack while Arc Knives is active, fire an Acid Storm Glider at an enemy in his view. Acid Storm Gliders deal corrosive splash damage based on the number of total marked enemies. Additionally, killing an enemy while Arc Knives is active restores action skill duration. Activating Blade Fury causes Rafa to fire a volley of Acid Storm Gliders in front of him and end Arc Knives. Interesting. Sustainable energy. Overdrive skill. Rafa gains health. I already did that. Collaborative ignition. Passive overdrive skill. Rafa deals bonus damage of a weapon element with all skills and ordnance while overdrive is active. Parting gift. Whenever Rafa activates his dash attack, he leaves behind a grenade. If he has a grenade equipped, he uses the grenade instead. Enemies damaged by the grenade become marked. Artilleria. Rafa gains increased ordnance cooldown rates. El Paraguas. Passive. Rafa gains increased splash damage and increased splash damage critical hit chance. What? You get critical hits with splash? Blowout. Whenever Rafa plays a heavy arms mark or critically hits an enemy with his action skill, they explode a corrosive lava projectile. The longer Rafa action goes by an active, the more corrosive projectiles are spun. Thunder Cutter. Arc Knives attacks to shock melee splash damage. Rafa deals increased splash damage. Protecto Pose. Protect M2 while Arc Knives is active, or Rafa re-triggers his action skill, drains a portion of Rafa's shields, and deals that much shock damage to nearby enemies. Whenever Rafa deals splash damage, deals bonus shock damage based on the damage dealt. Huracan Special. Activate Blade Fury, cause Rafa to split his blade, creating a singularity that draws in marked enemies and other marked enemies while dealing continuous shock damage. Whenever its attack kills an enemy, Overdrive gains increased action skill cooldown rate. Marked enemies killed by Rafa leave behind a corrosive hazard. El Diablito. Portion of all fire damage Rafa deals also deals bonus fire ordnance damage. Hemolotions. Overdrive skill. While Overdrive is active, Rafa may use grenades while cooling down at the cost of health. Every time a grenade is used this way, it costs more health until Rafa grenades fully cool down. Ah. Okay, this is interesting. Booming Business. Whenever Rafa critically hits an enemy, he gains a chance to spawn a free grenade. If Rafa has a grenade equipped, spawn a grenade based on that. Huh. Collaboration Ignition. And Synergia. And we'll get I don't know if I want this one though, that's the thing. I like this one, Infernal Protocol. While Arknight is active, Rafa's exosuit stores all damage dealt to him. The exosuit then heats up and constantly does a small amount of fire damage to him. Additionally, while Rafa's melee attacks deal bonus fire damage, a portion of all damage dealt to Rafa is also dealt to enemies he has barked. Using Blade Fury causes Rafa to consume all stored damage and deals bonus fire damage based on stored damage. A portion of all damage dealt this way is returned to Rafa's health. That is really good. By going down, honestly. I'll go down to that one. We're at 35.49. I like this one. Explosive. The explosive corrosive. Pressing M2 while under never return. That's just go. Boom. A shock marker. Do a splash damage based on the damage dealt. I like that. There you go. Now I have 3 points left that I haven't used. I could either go... What's this one? Kill skill. Killing an enemy freezes overdrive's duration. Oh, you know what? Fuck it. Yeah, look at that. This is actually... I think this is a good build. I think this is a good build. See, no, I don't think anybody's gonna have a super similar tree on anything. If I'm being completely honest, I don't think so. Like, at all. Which is crazy. Bam, 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 bam. We gotta do the last one. Oh, Dolphus Lance, but Arknight is done. And again, you guys, if you guys haven't got inside the Discord, get inside the Discord. You guys will be able to share your content, your things, and everything. To share your content section, we have the Borderlands section. We're gonna be going crazy. We got a bunch of legendaries already posted. If you guys want to see some legendary weapons that I personally got in Borderlands 4, it's in the Borderlands section, ladies and gentlemen. Go enjoy it. Enjoy it. I know everybody else got early access. Soon we will be part of that crew getting early access soon, hopefully. we'll be part of everything, man. Busting our ass on it, and you know, there's no if we don't. We're getting in. We're getting in. That's final, you know. That's final. All right, Adolphus Lance. Let's see how this one is. I think this is the one that has. You know what? I was watching K6 use Adolphus Lance. It actually looked pretty good. I won't lie. Oh, my bad. My bad. Let me just check my email real quick at the same time. No email, yeah. Just waiting to hear back from the Vault Network, even though I heard from them before. Whatever. Okay, guys, we got Adolphus Lance. I don't like this song. I want like a nice vibey song. I just noticed, why is my camera over here? What the heck? Oh my god, it moved. There you go. Is that better? Dun 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 dun. Let's do this, everybody. Equip, okay, Adolphus Lance. Equip Rafa's Adolphus Lance, an offhand arm cannon that decreases Rafa's gun handling but allows him to fire piercing shock ordnance blast. Any unused charges when Adolphus Lance ends are converted into action skill cooldown. Press M2 to fire a piercing shock ordnance blast at enemies and consume a charge, or hold M2 to charge Rafa's Adolphus Lance to increase damage, projectile size, and projectile speed at the cost of more charges. Oh, okay, so you could kind of spam it. Okay. Overdrive skill. Rafa gains increased fire rate. Further increased fire rate while overdrive is active. Las Haras. Overdrive skill. Rafa regenerates ammo while overdrive is active. Wow. Rafa gains increased reload speed. Kill skill. Whenever Rafa kills an enemy, he gains increased ordnance cooldown for Arriba. Battery subscription service. Adolphus Lance gains additional charge. Additionally, whenever Rafa consumes 4 more charges, gains increased action skill potency. Pa dentro. Activating action skill grants Rafa's health regeneration. Whenever Rafa consumes a charge, he gains increased action skill to cooldown rate. This bonus is increased for every charge consumed. Preparado. Whenever Rafa reloads his current gun, he gains increased action skill cooldown rate. This affects stacks. Okay, alright. Preparado. First impression passing. The first shot fired from a fully loaded weapon magazine gain increased damage. Al centro. Overdrive skill. Rafa gains increased weapon handling with all weapons and action skill while overdrive is active. The longer overdrive has been active, the greater the bonus. Metal management. Whenever Rafa activates or retriggers an action skill, his gun consumes no ammo. Abajo. Whenever Rafa throws a grenade, he gains increased action skill cooldown rates. Okay. I need more damage though, but we'll go for this one. Pa dentro for sure. This one for sure, metal management. And a lot of action skill cooldown. Let's go with Al Centro. La Garza. Overdrive skill. Rafa gains increased weapon handling. A weapon and action skill cooldown while overdrive is active. Engorged board. Above his lance gains increased projectile size, projectile speed, and increased number of change. Jack. Whenever Rafa damages an enemy with skill, he gains a stack of Jack. For every stack of Jack, he gains increased overdrive bonus. And whenever overdrive ends, and lose all stacks. Mate. Whenever overdrive ends and conveys all Jack stacks of the mate stacks, gain increased action skill cooldown rate for every stack of mate, and Rafa's action skill is ready to lose all stacks of mate. Deadline. Overdrive skill. Rafa gains increased fire rate and increased reload speed, and overdrive is active. Pair my last. Whenever Rafa deals damage and action skill to an enemy, he gains chance to deal that damage again. Engorged sport. Above his lance gains increased projectile size, projectile speed, and increased number of chains. Gorgon. Above his lance, weapons are replaced with an incendiary laser that pierces the enemy. Pressing and hold M2 causes the laser to do increased damage and chain to more enemies, and it consumes charges. El Soldado. Overdrive skill. Rafa gains increased gun damage while overdrive is active. This bonus is doubled while Rafa is charging off his lance. Oh, okay. Whenever Rafa activates ordnance, spawn storm gliders that hover over him as he takes damage. Transfer some of that damage to storm gliders. Once a storm glider receives too much damage, explodes, dealing corrosive damage to nearby enemies. Okay, that's actually really good. And then gun damage while overdrive is active. This is actually good too. Another good one. Detonation. Whenever Rafa damages an enemy with action skill, place a remote detonator on that enemy. What the fuck? Ordnance overdrive. Detonate all remote detonators. Remote detonators get increased damage and increased splash radius for every remote detonation. The right tools. Rafa gains increased ordnance damage after reloading his gun. This bonus stacks. Drone assault. Whenever Rafa activates or retriggers an action skill, send one of his storm gliders at the enemies in his view. Once it arrives, it explodes the crossover to equal to his remaining health. Oh, okay, that's good. Project Basilisk. Adolphus Lance now fires a corrosive blob that leaves a corrosive hazard that splits into several smaller projectiles. Whenever it detonates, more charges Adolphus Lance consumes at once, the more it splits. Alright. Conducto. Rafa gains increased side effect chance and also gains increased shock chance. Okay, you know, Conductivo. I like that. Ojo Rojo. Red Eye. Adolphus Lance gains critical hit chance. Whenever Rafa downs an enemy, Adolphus Lance gains further in critical hit chance. I like that. Brain Dump. Overdrive skill. Rafa gains critical hit chance with his guns while overdrive is active. El Catrin. After sliding, Rafa's action skill deals bonus shock damage and deals increased critical hit damage. Whenever Rafa shocks an enemy, all shots fired at the enemy are critical hits. What? Whenever Rafa plays side effect and his action skill consumes no duration and above his lance consumes no charges. Okay. Project Raiju. Above his lance weapon is replaced with close range shocking laser burst. Pressing and holding causes Rafa to do shock damage all around him. The longer Rafa holds his attack, the greater damage dealt. I prefer Basilisk. Yeah. Nice, and I have one more point. This is actually a nice tree I did, dude.